It is Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. This is Baseball Today, presented to you by our good friends at Shady Rays. Yeah, go out and get yourself a pair so you can look substantially better than yours truly. I am Chris Rose, joined as always by my man T. Plouffe, sporting his Baseball Today sweatshirt. How you doing, dude? All right?
Dude, I love seeing you in those shades. You look so cool, like John Belushi or something like that. You surprised I know who that is?
I am a little surprised. We're hoping for a better finish there. Although the 33 years he had on this planet were pretty good.
See, I don't know what happened to him, so I know who he is.
No, he passed away of a drug overdose.
Okay, that's not good. I don't want to compare you to that. Sorry.
Yeah. You know, but he was a comedic genius. For those of you that need to find out a little bit who he is, go check him out. Spin him up on YouTube. One of the greatest comedians that we have ever had, and was gone too soon. So I am feeling good, not just because I'm wearing my Shady Rays, but because the team whose hat I am donning, the Cleveland Guardians, a team we don't speak about frequently here on Baseball Today, will be our lead story. Because for the second time in less than a week, we had a major ninth inning comeback. Oh, yeah, the Guardians erased a 6-run deficit in the ninth. They forced extras, and it was all about Josh Naylor, who became the first player in Major League history to hit both a grand slam and a 3-run homer after the ninth inning. He also had 8 RBIs, all coming after the 8th inning, and he went nuts. For those of you that didn't see it after his go-ahead homer in the 11th, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I had some people on the ground as he's getting ready to fire the helmet into the wall in the dugout who said that there were fans getting on him for his dad bod look. And so he apparently was a little embarrassed about it afterward. He didn't love the way he handled it. I'm great with it. What did you think about his reaction, his performance, his game, everything?
Well, great game. Yeah, he had the RBI double in the 8th inning, grand slam in the 9th before the 3-run homer. I mean, I've been in Chicago before, and, you know, I love playing on the South Side. Some of the most passionate fans you can find there, they're going to get on you. And that little section specifically, it's right next to the dugout. I've had problems with that section before. Like, they are right there, and they're ruthless. So I could see how this transpired. But Naylor gets the last laugh. And you know what? He shouldn't be embarrassed of how he handled himself. He's a fiery guy. This isn't like the first time he's has been fired up. I mean, maybe this fired up where you're throwing the helmet and whatnot. But you know where he threw it? That's just that's the helmet rack. He's fine right there. You know, that's where if you want to throw something, you either go down in the tunnel or over in the little corner by the helmet rack. Good job, Josh. I mean, absolutely fired up. And he didn't miss those balls at all. Those are some moonshot.
You know, and there are a lot of people who are saying, oh, the White Sox kicked this one away with 4 more errors. They're tied for the major league worst with 26. I get it. I understand it. And if that's how you need to justify it, that's fine. Dude still turned around 99 at the letters against one of the best closers in all of baseball. You still have to put it all together. So for as many people who say, well, the White Sox choked away, let's pat some people on the back. It still takes some serious skill. Jose Ramirez's play to end the 9th inning, where as a third baseman, you can respect the hell out of what happened on that play.
It's a great play. Like you said, 2 outs in the 9th. The ball, it gets off his glove at all, game over. If he doesn't make the throw, game over. He ends up bouncing it. Naylor, a lefty is the only way you catch that ball. A right-handed first baseman just has to go try to pick that thing. It's kind of like an in-between hop for a right-hander, but because he's a lefty, he's able to open up further that way. Beautiful pick. I mean, everything was Guardians right there. And you know what? I was watching, and when Hendricks came in, he just had no control over this.
Yeah.
So they
slider.
I mean, yeah, they knew they were sitting dead red. Naylor was ambushing for sure. He got the pitch he wanted and didn't miss it.
Yep. And by the way, I'm good. I really changed my tune on players talking back to fans lately. I'm A-okay with it, right? Like, if you're going to sit there and treat these players like they're zoo animals, that's not okay. So if you're going to talk shit, whether it's about somebody's body or whatever you want to say, you better be ready to have it come back at you. I think that's good. I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it. I think Josh Naylor should feel great about the way he reacted. He might have to end up paying for a helmet that he snapped against the wall.
No, you don't. I've done.
Yeah, I know. No, you know what? We'll give you a pass on that one. But it was unbelievable. And particular one thing we haven't mentioned, we have to remember where he came from. A year ago, he snapped his leg. We didn't know if he was coming back. It wasn't like an ACL tear where you think you'll be okay or something else. He snapped his leg. And for him to come back and basically be only a week late during the regular season, guy's got over a 900 OPS. He's put together some great at-bats. So this is a remarkable job by him.
He's only 25. He's a can't miss prospect too. Like he's got a pedigree, you know?
Yep.
So like, let's go, Josh. Like, let's go establish ourselves more than you already have. And dude, everyone's rooting for you. And I agree with you on the fan thing. Like, I think everyone benefits there. Like the player gets to get it off his chest as long as you're respectful. I think, you know, the mutual respect thing needs to happen. You can talk trash and still be respectful. I think the fans love it when players do it back to them too. It's like a moment they go tell their friends about forever. Yeah. So I think it's good.
The only thing I would say was the kind of walk across the plate. It was very Vince McMahon-esque as he kind of Dan, do you still have that? Do you still have that video up, or have you fallen asleep on us already? I mean,
he needs his Dunkin' Donuts stand.
Yeah, he needs it delivered to him. Here we go. The walk across the plate gets me, dude. Right?
He's saying he put all of his dad bod into that one right there. My goodness.
That is great. That's good.
You know what?
Good
even that slider though he hit for the 3-run homer. I thought that thing was going to go like way up in the stands there in Chicago. Was there some wind there? Because there was also some really bad errors in that game too.
Yes, there was some wind. It was swirling around, and the ball actually was not traveling to right field early in the game at all. So it was just
low, to keep it low. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very weird. Very weird. Good for them. Good for the Guardians, the youngest team in baseball. I'm sure we'll be talking more about them coming up in the near future. But in the meantime, I want to mention a few names here. Kevin Gossman, Max Scherzer, Robbie Ray. They all struck it rich in the offseason during free agency, or in Scherzer's case, richer. But true or false, Carlos Rodon will end up being the best free agent pitcher of the bunch after he had another really good performance last night with 12 Ks.
We're talking like over the contract or just this year?
Just this season.
He definitely has a chance at it. I'm going to say, I mean, what's great is 3 of 4 of these guys have had really good starts. Scherzer's been good. Gossman's been incredible. Rodon's been incredible. Ray needs to figure some stuff out. His strikeout rate is down. Walk rate is up. So he'll be okay. So I think a lot of these teams, or 3 or 4 of them at least, are happy. I was talking to the Giants pitching coach, JP Martinez, when we were down there. And you remember what he said about Rodon? Like, he's just brute strength. Like, he just powers through things. And I'm worried that might take a toll like throughout the rest of the season, whereas Gossman and Scherzer kind of, I mean, they're both power too. Scherzer's power. I don't know what I'm saying right here, Chris. You're making me answer difficult questions. You know what
it is?
I love Rodon's stuff. I really do. I faced all 3 of these guys. And I will say that I had more problems with Scherzer than the others, but that's only because Rodon was a lefty. His stuff, it's like a bowling ball. Plus he's got the slider. It's filthy. It's not like a typical lefty. I will say that of those 3 that I mentioned, so I'm going to give you a freaking answer right here. Okay, bro. I think Gossman ends up with the best year overall.
I think so too. I predicted him actually to be the AL Cy Young Award winner. Rodon, here's what I worry about. Obviously with the injuries, even last year when he was going great, he missed a handful of starts and they had to kind of baby his way back down the stretch and into the playoffs. So you always worry about that with him. But it looks like every pitch is max effort.
That's what I was trying to say, but I don't want to say that. You know, I don't want to wish anything on somebody. But
that
it takes a toll on you over a while, like having to go hard like that. I mean, but like he's done it before. So who are we to say he can't do it again?
But he's done it before, but not in a healthy manner. So that's what we all want to see, right? As baseball fans, we want to see the best players out there. I just really want to see him. There's some guys who go about it and throw really hard, but it looks like it's easier on their body. It just looks like with Carlos Rodon, and I don't know why it is. This is just my amateur eye. You're in baseball. Do you see it too?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. That doesn't always mean that, you know, just because it looks smooth and easy doesn't mean you're not going to get in injury trouble. It's all about, you know, mechanics and how you're setting yourself up and what positions you're putting your body in. But you're looking at the year that Rodon has had. I got his stat page up right here. 1 earned run, 0, 1 earned run, 2 earned run, 2 earned runs. I mean, that is what you want out of a starting pitcher. Hasn't gone less than 5 innings in any of his starts. I mean,
and look at his strikeouts. At least 8
yes.
Ks in 5 of his 6. He's had a pair of double-digit strikeout efforts. So if I had to answer the question, I would say no. I would go Gossman, Scherzer, and then Rodon in that order. Yeah, but I mean, once again, if all those guys end up top 6 or 7 in the Cy Young voting in their respective leagues, that's pretty damn good. Like, that's what you're looking for when you hand out big free agent contracts. The difference is Gossman got over 100 million, right? Scherzer what's he averaging? 40 some $million a year.
Lot.
And Rodon got a 2-year deal at his age. It's just interesting.
It is interesting. Who's his age? It's Boris. Okay. I guess I don't know. I guess what we're talking about, maybe it scared some teams off, but the Giants don't care. Giants don't care about that.
Let's talk about the best starting pitching performance from yesterday. Nasty Nestor took a no into the 8th. He settled for a no decision in the Yanks 1-0 win over Texas. Based on what he has done over the last 10 months, would you buy stock in Nasty Nestor Cortes right now?
I mean, just based on what he's done over the last 10 months, what did Michael Kay say? He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. That's a quote from Michael Kay right there. I've been watching a lot of Nestor Cortes lately, and there's a lot of things to like. I was even watching Mark DeRosa talk about a comp for him, and a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, Johnny Cueto," because they do like they mess with timing and stuff. But he had a better one, I thought. He said Randy Wolf. And sometimes you have these lefties or even righties. I think more so it's kind of like a lefty guy like this, where Nestor's doing everything. He's messing with your timing. He's got different arm angles. He throws all of his pitches from different arm angles. He throws all of his pitches with different speeds. You can locate them. You can't guess for a pitch with Nestor. You have to look at with a zone. And the problem with that is when you can throw so many pitches to one zone, the timing gets messed up. So that's how he wins. It's like a chess match. You can try to guess along with him, but as soon as you think that cutter's coming, he'll pump 91. It looks like 100 on you. It's really difficult to follow along as a hitter with an at bat with him. It's just some guys you can get in a rhythm with, and you can say, okay, I know what sequence is coming. Like, I know what you do. This is what you do well. Nestor, he doesn't have that. Like, it's not a sequence like you're used to. And you can just tell hitters are frustrated up there, and what people always say is, oh yeah, like you go up there thinking you're gonna be 4-4, then you're 0-4 and you have no idea why. I don't think that's the case with Nestor. I think guys are going up there being like, I know this is going to be a tough battle. I'm going to try to zone up, but if he's locating, 4 different pitches with 4 different speeds, you just can't. It just becomes a guessing game, and you're going to lose a lot of the time. And people have been losing a lot of the time.
I know we're obviously heavier into metrics, but I still want to put these numbers out there because they're impressive. Since the beginning of the 2021 season, Cortes has the best ERA in the American League. That's with at least 120 innings thrown. And opponents are hitting 207 against him. That is the AL's 3rd best. So he's doing something right. Now, am I going to buy? Once again, let's get back to the question here. Are you buying stock in him? Because the stock feels like it keeps rising and keeps rising. And if you've been following the stock market right now, this will be a little stock lesson for you. Buy when it's low and then sell when it's high. Like, do we really think that his stock is going to get much higher than it is today? I don't think so.
Talk to me in October, bro, and this guy's throwing meaningful innings, okay?
Okay, so this is where you make your money here, Plouffe.
Well,
this
first
is where
of
you
all,
make your stock money right here.
My theory in the stock market is buy always, okay?
Okay.
That's what I say. Long-term investments, that's what I do. Don't take my word for it. This is not an investment show, okay? But Nestor, you know what? People are high on him right now. Obviously, coming off a no-hit attempt there yesterday, people are going to be high on him. But again, this is the beginning of the season. I think Nestor's here to stay. I think he's going to be a starter this whole year, which is different, right? He's going to get to his run of starts, and then, like I said, like come October, like a lot of people are going to be talking about this guy. We're talking about him right now, but this is a baseball, world here. I think, he's going to be all over like ESPN. They don't typically cover baseball too much, but like he's going to be a big deal because the Yankees are going to be there, and Nestor's going to be a big part of it. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, you can catch that. You can catch that hike.
I am happy for him because as a 36th rounder, and by the way, let's not sit here and pat the Yankees on the back because they had him twice before and got rid of him. This is his third cycle around through the Bronx. So it's not like, boy, the Yankees really found this diamond in the no. He didn't even make his big league debut with them. Went to Baltimore. He had one other stop somewhere. So good for them. Good for them. They've given him another chance. And that's nice.
I know he went to high school in Florida. So
yeah, Hialeah High School.
You know how I feel about those South Florida boys.
Mm-hmm.
They're very confident. And born in Cuba, I love Cuban ball players. Like Nestor's right at my alley, man. He really is.
I would love to get him on the Rose rotation.
I get my stats against Nestor. I must have faced him.
I don't know if he did, man. He didn't make his major league debut till 2018. So we're right on the cusp of the end of the Plouffe era.
I definitely did not face him. Never mind. Let's go, Nestor. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know. He also is the
show earlier, bro.
He's also the first pitcher in Yankees history with at least 40 strikeouts and 6 earned runs or fewer allowed through his first 6 starts. I don't know. The Yankees, they weren't an expansion,
man. It is tough when you're facing a guy like that, where you try to eliminate pitches, but even if you eliminate one pitch, like I said, he throws the cutter at different speeds. He throws that slurvy thing at different speeds, and then he's messing with your timing on his heater. It's a difficult at bat. And you're seeing a lot of that happen throughout the year. Rodon, who we just talked about, he's trying to mess with people now. I guess maybe that's from Cueto, or I mean, who knows, but they're all doing it. And it actually pisses me off. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm mad again at starters.
All right. Give me the most amazing stat that came out of Monday's action. The Reds winning consecutive games for the first time this year. The Pirates having a starting pitcher win a game for the first time this year as Quintana tossed a gem against the Dodgers. Or Randy Arozarena, the reigning AL Rookie of the Year, hitting his first homer of the year more than a month into the season.
Randy can have a slow start. Like, that's understandable. Sometimes the power doesn't come along. It's cold, whatever. I think it's the Pirates having a winning pitcher for the first time throughout this year. The Reds, that's also really crazy that this is the first time they won consecutive games, because you just luck into that sometimes. Like, you're just going to have a great offensive day one day, or, the other team just kicks the ball around, whatever. So that's crazy too. But the Pirates, I think, they have some decent pitching there, but to not be able to get the victory until Jose Quintana does it for you. What is it, on May 9th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it kind of disappoints me in some of these teams. That's basically how I feel right now. Like, I'm not like happy or amazed at this stat. I'm like disappointed in the Reds and the Pirates, I guess.
But the Pirates haven't been a dumpster fire this year.
No,
they haven't been.
But they are going to be.
They will be. It's just they haven't been this year. They're 4 games under 500 or whatever it is.
That's kind of why I picked it. It's like they have some victories, but none of their starters, huh?
So I'll even take it a step further with Quintana. That is his first win personally since 2019. Since 2019.
I remember seeing that. Now that you mentioned that, last year we talked about that.
And by the way, that victory snapped a 16-game consecutive losing streak for the Pirates against the Dodgers, which dated back to 2018, I believe. So there was a lot going on there. So that's why I would go with that one, I think.
And I got the stat sheet up, and some of these guys, I like, and then they're supposed to have some decent years here. Their starting pitching hasn't been good.
Yeah. All right. Last one here. Manny Machado. Did you see him rock the old school Tony Gwynn? Dan, you gotta pull that up if you can. That picture from yesterday where he was on the field in batting practice. First of all, Tony Gwynn would have turned 62 yesterday, and I've told you this. Josh, our oldest son, is working the pre and post game show for the Padres down there at Bally Sports. And so this week, Tony Gwynn is filling in for Sween Dog on the pre and post. We're talking about Tony Gwynn Jr., who every time he opens his mouth, if you've ever heard him, and he was in the booth last night for a little while, he sounds exactly like his dad. And his dad had one of the most distinctive voices and the biggest belly laugh you could hear it around the stadium when he would start laughing. I loved Manny Machado honoring the memory of Tony Gwynn yesterday during BP. Didn't you?
I love it. Thinking about Tony Gwynn only being 62 years old, like he should be still here.
Right.
for 20, 30 more years and just passing down that knowledge that he has about the game. I mean, if you don't, for the younger kids, I know you've heard of Tony Gwynn, but like go to the baseball reference page, go watch some highlights, go check out like the amazing stats like that he had against all of the Hall of Fame pitchers like Maddox, Smoltz, Glavine, all those guys. Like there's a crazy stat floating around there about that. He's incredible, man. That makes me really sad to damn.
It does. But
Cool jersey.
I appreciated Manny doing this. I thought it was really cool.
Of course.
So if you could see one jersey out there on the field right now during PP, like who would you like to see as the next jersey and player being honored by some player out there right now?
I'm gonna go with a little local love for my Twinkies here. I'll say Byron Buxton rocking a Killer Brew.
Ooh,
yeah. I mean, I know you thought I was gonna say Puckett.
Well, yeah, because I thought the position would make sense. Yeah.
I got to spend more time with Killer Brew, so I got to know him a little bit better. Just being around him was fun. He's one of those guys, like we talk about Jim Tomei. When you're around him, you're like realize you're like with like a giant, like a living legend kind of giant type person. And Killer Brew would always come down to minor league camp, and he'd like talk to guys, and you get to like pick his brain. He'd obviously tell you like, hey, make your signature legible so everyone knows that you signed that ball. That was his big thing. But then he shook his hand and the pause. Like, I don't know. Like, there was just something about the guy. Obviously go ahead and look at his baseball reference page, 573 freaking homers the guy hits. But Killer Brew was special to me. So I would like to see that.
Love that. I love that one. So I was thinking maybe Julio Rodriguez rocking the Griffey jersey. Not bad. And the backward hat. You could go that route. There is one now. Unfortunately, the Tigers do not play in Miami this year. But I really wanted to convince Miggy Rowe to wear a Miguel Cabrera Marlins throwback. Because remember, Miguel Cabrera came up as a shortstop, when he was a young kid. And so I would love to see that during pregame, like Miggy Rowe hitting BP in a Miguel Cabrera throwback.
We should get like Trevor Rogers to rock the Dontrelle Willis or something like that. The old throwback. Nice. I like that.
I'm in.
You got me thinking now. I like this little game you're playing.
Thank you.
I'm going to do
I gave you a question that you actually liked instead of hated.
Like this one. What about Tim Salmon? Maybe I'll rock the jersey tomorrow to the game. I don't have one, but.
Well, you could get one. Oh, by the way, Dan found a note here. You hit a double off of Nestor Cortes, but you were playing for the Iron Pigs in May of 2018. So there you go. You did have
in the bushes doesn't count, unfortunately for me.
Of course it counts.
It doesn't.
It does not.
Show or nothing, Chris Rose.
Yeah. Speaking of shows, what do you have coming up on John Boy?
We are recording Wednesday's episode of Talking Baseball next. It's actually just going to be Jake and I. So just the athletes of the group.
Nice.
Jimmy's got something to do. So, that'll be a fun one. We have some stuff planned for that.
Good.
And then you and I all season long, Monday through Friday here. And again, people, if you're going to be in Anaheim tomorrow, C Rose and I will be there watching Ohtani pitch.
Yeah, it's a 4:07 local start. So make sure that you get out there. We'll be hanging out. I think we'll be down on the field before the game, and then I don't know where our seats are, but we'll be sitting somewhere amongst the people. That's what we do. We just sit amongst the people. Rose Rotation, latest episode with Adam Wainwright is out. He's an amazing storyteller. Yes. Listen to his stuff about how his relationship with Yadier Molina really developed and the time in the minor leagues where Yadi had to kind of get after him. It's fascinating stuff. Really good, fun information for him. So go do that. Before we get out of here, special shout out. We've talked about her before on the show, Emily Walden. She's big time in our baseball community. You probably know her best from her minor league work, particularly with the Detroit Tigers organization. We mentioned this before, that she is fighting the good fight against cancer. We sent her a little care package, the company did, and she is wearing her Baseball Today t-shirt as she has another round of chemo. So Emily, we love you. We are with you every step in this fight. We are honored that you decided to wear that on a day where it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you. So we just are really proud of you, and we're behind you, and the entire baseball community is 1,000%.
100%. Anything you need, good vibes, all that, we got you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Special shout out to our producer / researcher extraordinaire for the day, the one and only Dan Rourke. For Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Wednesday on Baseball Today, presented to you by Shady Rays.